I depend on this money. So I haven't got nothing that comes in.
The pain inflicted on those with nothing. The SASSA payment fiasco is leaving people penniless and desperate.
The intentional distortion that the passage of the bill will reform everything overnight is mischievous at best.
Fighting the NHI bill detractors, but will it convince the rest of us? Entertainment, tributes and family time for the Buthelezis clan. Hello, good to have you with us. I'm Jane Dutton.
This is Eyewitness News.
350 Rand a month is all they have to survive, and they can't even get their hands on that. What hell for the thousands who rely on SASSA grants. Government, who should be looking after them, are failing every single one of them. Rashad Saleh tried 3 days in a row, unsuccessfully, to get his money.
They should actually have something going on that's more appropriate for older people, especially when you're in a wheelchair or if you're disabled on crutches and walking rings and all these things. Government should have more appropriate things made for these people. That's all I would say.
As thousands of vulnerable South Africans continue to queue for their delayed grant payouts, a public spat is playing out between the now ex-board members of the Postbank and Communications Minister, Mondli Gugumbele. The minister says he has removed the board of directors of the South African Postbank. The announcement was made during a briefing in Pretoria today.
For whatever reason, board members, knowing the decision that was possibly going to be taken in the AGM today, they opted to preempt that, in my view, and leave. Just to say one or two examples. One of the fundamental problems has been the continuation of an illegal contract, which was paid no less than 140 million, and without a justifiable explanation why it was allowed.
The removal of the board follows damning allegations from a forensic investigation report that found the bank has continued to use service providers that have not been lawfully contracted. However, in their resignation letter, the chairperson and board members of the Postbank have shared their reasons for the preemptive resignation, citing ongoing severe and hostile treatment from the minister. Veronica Mahwadi, Eyewitness News.
The joyous side to a somber time. One day ahead of Mangosuthu Buthelezis' funeral, the family of the prince are observing his passing in Ulundi.
An impi of Maskandi warriors descended on the Buthelezi homestead Kwapindangene in Konjeni this afternoon. They were led by famous Maskandi musicians Thokozani Langa, Khuzani Mpongose and Intwencane. They've expressed sadness at the passing of Inkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi, whom they regarded as an important patron of the musical genre.
So Umntwana Kwapindangene, as a prime minister, he encouraged us to use our language. Wherever we go, whatever we are doing, we must do with to represent our culture. So Umntwana Kwapindangene played a very critical role when it comes to encouraging us.
Meanwhile, preparations for Sogwalisa's burial are continuing. The body is expected to lie in state here at Kwapindangene tomorrow night to be interred on Saturday. This will give the family time to perform their burial rites. Kwazi Kwaza, Eyewitness News, Kwapindangene Nkonjeni.
A stalemate that is causing havoc with service delivery in Tshwane and impacting the thousands who live there. Now the Gauteng legislature has called for the Tshwane municipality and the South African Municipal Workers Union to submit to a mediation process to resolve the ongoing impasse between the two. Over the past couple of months, municipal workers affiliated with SAMWU have been on strike demanding a 5.4% wage and salary increase. Earlier this week, the bargaining council ruled in favour of the workers and ordered the city to effect the increases. But the city is appealing the ruling. The Tshwane municipality has fired over 120 workers for participating in the strike and has blamed union members for being behind the recent torching of its trucks. Leader of the National Council of Provinces delegation visited the capital city. Amos Dango says the dispute is exacerbating the service delivery challenges in Tshwane.
We want to call for calm and for a cooling of tempers and not for the burning of equipment or assets, but rather that both parties now seek arbitration to resolve this particular matter.
She comes to court late all the time. This is a disrespect that the media should be writing about it, that she has got no regard for this court.
After vocalising his frustration over tardiness, EFF leader Julius Malema and his bodyguard Adrian Snyman were back in the East London Magistrates Court. One of the anticipated witnesses and investigating officer in the matter took to the stand, Colonel Swartboy. The colonel gave his testimony and recollection of how the investigation was initiated. The defence pressed the investigating officer, who admitted to unintentionally leaving out key information from his statement.
The defence for both Julius Malema and his bodyguard Adrian Snyman will file a Section 174 application when the trial resumes later this month. They say the state has insufficient evidence against their clients. It comes as the testimony of another state witness was shown to be shaky. Colonel Rodney Swartboy, the investigating officer in the case, admitted to leaving key information out of his statement. The defense has also questioned the authenticity of a video clip which allegedly shows Malema firing a gun at the SASSA Stadium. Swartboy also revealed that the South African Police Service wasn't clear about the origin of the video clip. The matter has been postponed for the 20th of September. Sipa Kema, Eyewitness News, East London.
Pushing something that the government really wants and many South Africans are petrified of, the National Health Insurance Bill. Government says the passing of it will not result in an overnight overhaul of the country's healthcare system. The NHI bill seeks to create one government fund that will be able to pay for healthcare services in both private and public health facilities. Opposition parties and private healthcare bodies have come out against the bill.
The intentional distortion that the passage of the bill will reform everything overnight is mischievous at best. The transitional provisions are clear that the implementation will take time and that the reforms will be implemented in phases.
And as we absorb the bad news that we've lost one of our top players in the World Cup due to injury, we'll discuss tomorrow what our chances are without hooker Malcom Marx against Romania on Sunday. I'll see you then. Remember to like and subscribe.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.